If you're feeling called but unsure about what to expect once you book a soul blueprint reading, well, let's demystify this together because this is something that quite a lot of my clients really have running in the back of their head. So the problem is that the reason why a lot of people hesitate before booking a soul reading is literally because they don't know what to expect, right? Because it's so easy to get carried away. It's easy to get lost in the amount of information that is coming at us. I totally understand that. So the goal of today's video is really to hopefully simplify the whole process. And at the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding about what to expect. So, like I said, spiritual work can be quite mysterious, okay? Even intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. And my goal is to really make the process and everything as simple as possible for you. People want transformation, but often you don't really know. You might think, is this too intense for you? Are you going to be able to like show up? Do you have to prepare about anything? And just having an overall understanding about what exactly is happening. And then another question that I hear often is, are you going to be able to understand what the person is telling you? So I'm going to cover all of these things because I don't want that uncertainty to stop you from really living your best life, because I think we're looking, don't even get me started with that, but I think the problem with like self-help is that it's too broad. It's not personalized enough. And you could get so much work done and gain so much clarity if you have your own personal blueprint and you just know what you're working with. So, in the sessions, when you book a soul blueprint with me, it's very grounded, it's very gentle, it's, and I noticed that a lot of people were getting stressed out about meeting, so right now I only offer pre-recorded sessions. What I mean by that is that you go on my website, you fill up a form, and then this is where you also put all your questions. And I go into the records and I channel your session just for you. Everything is recorded, and I send you a private link of your video. That way you can listen to it over and over again. Because what I find that would happen often is that, let's say you have a Zoom session, it happens so fast, you can really forget whatever the person is saying. And I don't want you to worry about having to take notes. So I find that I get better feedback that way. You have the specific personalized video, and that is just for you. Like I said, the session is very intuitive, it's very grounded, there's no stress. And I like that you can sit down and listen to everything over and over again at your own timing. There's never any pressure, never no tests. The questions that you have to answer are just quite straightforward. And there's nothing that you have to prove. There's no right or wrong answers, never. And honestly, the soul blueprint is literally the best way I like to describe it is it's a very sacred conversation between you and your soul, you and your higher self. And this is the best way I can think about it, how to describe it. So, what you will receive from when you book a soul blueprint session with me is literally you get clear insights. You get clear insights from your Akashic records. I recorded another video about that to explain more about what exactly are, the Akashic records. It's pretty much, so I'm not going to get back into it right now, but it's pretty much a cosmic library of everything about you on the soul level, like the past, the future, the present, all the different timelines, everything you could possibly want to know. So when you book a session with me, you go on my website, you have a booking page, and then that's where you enter information. That's where you enter the questions that you want me to channel for you. Because yes, I can go in blind. I've done that, but I find that I find that you get more bang for your buck. It's more useful to you and it's a way for me to get you involved in the process as much as possible when you actually write down your questions that you have. And then I go into the records, I channel the information from you with the highest spirits, with your higher self. And it's such an intense, like channeling these informations is quite an intense process, by the way. I don't think people realize how intense it is. and it takes a lot of energy. It's this is something that really is quite deep and intense for me. I need to prep a lot for those sessions. It takes a lot of energy from me. And it's that's when you realize you are literally traveling. Going into the Akashic Records is traveling in the astral, in the cosmic realm, in the realm that we don't see, in the spiritual realm. And every time I realize the amount of energy it takes, that's when I realized, oh my goodness, I just traveled in another dimension. Anyways, I don't want to digress. So, based on the questions and the answers that I channel from you, and then this is where we get various insights, and then we take the session from there. So, what type of questions can you ask in the sessions, right? The question you can ask, oh my goodness, the sky is the the sky is the limit, the sky and beyond, right? But things like soul contracts that you have, soul contracts that you made before your birth, before this lifetime, before you incarnated in this lifetime. What are some core lessons that you met that your soul is trying to work through in this life? Beautiful thing, I'm telling you, it's just so beautiful. Energetic strengths that you have that you might not even be aware of. Things like gifts, and other traits, very specific traits that your soul, that is very unique to your soul essence. I think it's really useful to be aware of these things. That way you can start stepping into your true essence and really just stop feeling like an imposter, and just really, really blossoming into your own life. I love to use the example of the shoes. It's like finally, if you spent your entire life walking in shoes that are too small or too big for you, and then you finally get the perfect size. Think about like that Cinderella, that classic Cinderella, scene where the prince comes and then her foot just slides into the shoe and it's the perfect size. Well, that's how I like to think about that. It's just you start stepping into who you're meant to be in this life, or at least get the the what's the word I'm looking for? You really get the knowing that you're not doing this alone, and then it really, like, it gives you that guidance and that trust and that empowerment that you are not doing this alone, and then that you are guided always. And what does it feel like, right? So you get all kind of feedbacks, but overall, clients typically feel a deep sense of being seen, because I don't think it gets better than that, right? It's pretty much a communication with you on the deep soul level, and a deep sense of being seen, emotional relief, and validation. Because I don't think we'll ever get a human being that can validate us to that level. This is literally as good as it gets. It's your soul validating you, the human you, and it's just, there's something absolutely pure in that, And then you also get a lot of renewed clarity, lots of clarity and peace, really deep peace, knowing that, like I said before, knowing that you're not doing this alone in this crazy life simulation, in this matrix, And often there's a shift in your perspective. And I noticed that you can start, you often, definitely, if you open to the process, you start having a deep faith in life, into the higher power, whether you call it God, whether you call it the creator, the light, the universe, life force, energy. It's all the same thing, really. And I think this is really beautiful. Most importantly, there is no jargon in my sessions. I don't like to overcomplicate things. You're not going to hear about no 9D, 12D, new human this, new human that. You're not going to hear anything like that. I keep it real, like real words, day to day, common layman's term. We don't have to overcomplicate this, right? So there's no overwhelm. You're not gonna have to worry about no cryptic language that you have to go and decode. Everything is delivered in easy to understand, just like I'm talking to you right now. And most importantly, you leave feeling grounded. That is the goal of every single one of my sessions, not making you feel like you floating on some weird cloud. You know how, if you've ever get so many people get those type of sessions where they get a session with an intuitive, psychic or whichever, and then they feel like, oh wow, she said a lot of important things, but somehow you just can't grasp it. It just still feel like woo up in the air. So you don't have to worry about any of that. I really bring it back to earth, and so that is pretty much what you do in a soul blueprint. It's communicating with your higher self on a soul level, understanding, trying to get a glimpse of you on a soul map level, like a bird's eye view. And it can totally change your life as long as you're open to the process. Because what people don't understand is that I can only channel what you are ready to receive in this life right now, at the moment that you are right now, which is what is so beautiful about everything. You will never get information that you're not ready to receive. You're never gonna get it. Just, this is how the system just works beautifully at the end of the day. So most importantly, it is a moment to reconnect with your higher self. It's very powerful, so peaceful, and extremely validating experience that can help unstuck you and really help you come back to who you've always been deep inside, and then seeing the magic in you. So once you experience the session, that's when you can really start understanding why a lot of customers see something like, "I've never felt so seen. Now I finally get why I am how I am." I love that one. Because so often we can be like, "Why do I keep doing this? Why am I like this? Why am I like that?" But once you start understanding the blueprint, and you're like, "Oh, okay." And then you can relax a little bit and be like, "Oh, okay, it's not too bad," and start to really learn to love yourself. And it's not about changing who you are, okay? It's literally about first of all, remembering who you are at the deep core level, at the source, and also learn to appreciate yourself. And I think the soul blueprint really help you love yourself on the net another level. Seriously, it's. So I really, this is what I believe in this so much. And so if you're really ready for, take a journey and have your own soul blueprint, I'll leave all the links down below. And you definitely don't want to miss the next video. In the next video, I am talking about something so juicy about how your soul blueprint can definitely help improve your relationship. I'll see you in the next video.